Now what?
Drill into the fossilized quartz until you reach the active HIPS unit site. But you must be precise. If the mineral becomes compromised during the retrieval...
Chain reaction explosion. Got it.
Whether you write Star Wars fanfiction, play tabletop RPGs, or just like to imagine yourself in the Star Wars universe, I think we can all agree that it's fun to ponder what ship you would fly and what you would do with it. In this video we'll go over 4 businesses I think you'd love to run and the best ships to do them with. I'll be skipping things like Smuggler, Pirate, Jedi, etc. since I assume you're already aware of those, and they would all warrant a video of their own. We're only looking at the underrated jobs of the Star Wars galaxy today. I'm Joey from Radio Free Coruscant, and this is the top 4 small businesses in Star Wars. Charter pilot. The first job on our list is a charter pilot. This is a very easy job to get into in Star Wars because all you need is a ship with at least one passenger seat and you're good to go. Even smugglers in light freighters like Han Solo can take passengers from time to time. If you want to run a dedicated passenger service though, it would be best to get a ship designed to carry them in comfort rather than having them crash on the couch in the back of your cargo ship. Something like a Star Commuter 2000 or an H2 executive shuttle would be great for shorter inter-system flights, but for longer hauls or wealthier passengers, a GX-1 short hauler or a small yacht would be preferable. Being a charter crew in a Star Wars role-playing game seems like an excellent choice to me, because it would offer the DM a wide variety of plot hooks for your weekly adventures. For example, if the players are aligned with the Rebellion, they might have an important Imperial officer or sympathizer charter a flight to a big meeting somewhere, and the party can spy on them or sabotage the event. Or perhaps they have to smuggle a fugitive away from bounty hunters, or help a compromised double agent escape before he is arrested. This would be the perfect job for an Age of Rebellion or Star Wars 5e group, as it lends itself very well to an Adventure of the Week type of game. Prospector. Perhaps ferrying passengers is a little too sociable for you. In that case, perhaps you would like being a prospector instead. A full mining operation might be too big to get into easily, but prospecting shouldn't be too hard. Prospecting is the search for minerals, precious metals, and other valuable substances in a previously unsurveyed territory. In this case, we will also include mining smaller deposits that can be collected by a few people in our definition. There are millions of unmapped moons, asteroid fields, and other celestial bodies that are ripe for the picking. Nearly any light freighter or other ship with enough storage to carry your mining equipment will be good for this, but one with highly advanced sensors will make your job easier. A scout ship like the Jumpmaster 5000 or a survey ship like the YV-560 light freighter would be ideal for this. For a slightly larger crew, something like the ship that Echo and his team use in the Bad Batch to rescue imprisoned clones would treat you nicely. The Remora was originally a mining vessel before being modified for extraction missions instead. We don't know what its original capabilities were, but it is the right size to be suitable for a small operation like this. The Y8 mining vessel would be a great ship to upgrade to after you have established your business further. Alternatively, if chipping apart rocks sounds a little slow for you, salvage prospecting might be more your speed. Instead of searching asteroid fields for ore you'd have to process or sell to the mining guild, you can search through derelict ships and rusting battlefields for valuables to sell instead. There's no better ship for this than the GS-100 salvage ship. Officially, this ship is 175 meters long, which is probably too much for a starter business, but on the other hand it only requires a single crew member. However, it is also portrayed much smaller several times throughout the Clone Wars, so perhaps there are different size options. Sometimes it looks closer to 80 meters long, and it even gets as small as 30 to 40 meters on occasion. Having multiple size options makes this a very flexible choice. As for what kind of things your characters or players can get up to in the mining or salvaging industry, well, there's no telling what you might find in an uncharted moon or forgotten Clone Wars battlefield. Towing and rescue service. Of course, if you would rather help ships out before they need to be salvaged, you can run a towing and rescue service instead. You have a wide variety of ships to choose from for this. If you're just starting out, a sub-pro Tug B-13 quad jumper would be perfect for you. These ships can be found at nearly every cargo port and can be purchased second-hand for dirt cheap. These ships were very basic, but their magnetic clamps and cargo crane made them an effective, if small, rescue ship. Just locate a ship in need, then clamp onto it and drag it to safety, or use the refueling hose on the crane to give them a boost. Although if you choose that option, you may want to install bigger fuel tanks to make sure you have enough left for yourself. When you're ready to expand your operation, there is no better ship than the Mandel Motors Tug 314. This tugboat had very powerful engines and 2 massive tractor beam projectors. These will make your job far easier, allowing you to pull much larger ships and avoid the hassle of having to physically attach to them. 2 of these ships are able to stop a Pelta-class frigate attempting to ram the Kaleida Shoals medical station, so it should have more than enough power for your needs. The ship has advanced salvage sensors to help you find ships and escape pods in a chaotic asteroid field or battle wreckage with ease. There is also a slightly larger version with more powerful tractor beam projectors and 2 outboard airlocks that will let you board a stricken ship and provide aid directly to the passengers if necessary. Though I have to say, the smaller version has a level of cartoonish charm that just can't be beaten. If you are very successful, you may be interested in upgrading to a Baleen-class heavy freighter. This massive cargo ship has numerous tractor beams to guide smaller vessels into its hangar bay if they are incapable of moving. The cargo grid in the rear could easily be converted into a gantry to grab larger ships and drag them out of danger. There are many possibilities for using this career in a story or game. It's similar to the charter flights, but with a much more urgent deadline. Your characters get a holo call from a ship that has run out of fuel or struck an asteroid and needs your help before they run out of air. They know roughly where they are, but you will need to find their exact location once you get there with a few investigation checks. Then, to spice things up, maybe your crew discovers that their client is a wanted fugitive if the party is aligned with the Empire, or an Imperial sympathizer if they are rebels, giving them a moral quandary of whether or not to help. And there's always the possibility that they get there and discover that someone far more sinister got to the customer first. Mobile Chef. Moving on to something a little more lighthearted, maybe you could be a mobile chef. Come up with a fun name for your food truck and travel the galaxy serving Ronto wraps and blue noodles or whatever menu suits you. This choice was inspired by Chef Strano Tuggs, the character who owns Tuggs Grub at Galaxy's Edge. His mobile kitchen was based out of a Sienar-Chall utilipede transport, a light cargo ship. You can use basically any ship with enough room to install a kitchen and food storage, though. Personally, I would choose a Razor Crest assault ship. That may sound like overkill, but hear me out. The 2 side doors would make a great walk-through area for your customers. Install a wall with an order window behind these doors and put the kitchen behind that, and then you have a very convenient and impressive food truck. In fact, there might even be enough room in front of the side doors to build a couple of booths for the customer to sit in while they wait. You could also set up tables and chairs under the wings to give them shade and cover from rain while they eat. There might not be as many specific plot hooks that are unique to this career, but it certainly makes a more whimsical excuse to hop from place to place, as role-playing game characters tend to do. If your characters are part of the Rebellion, it would be a great alibi to set up an operation near an Imperial facility. After all, when things start going missing from their warehouses, they'll never suspect the folks serving them delicious Andorian tip-yip for lunch every day, and if the Moff or Admiral in charge happens to pay you a visit, perhaps he can come down with a sudden case of food poisoning before you move on to the next planet. Next time you go to play a Star Wars RPG, maybe you can talk your friends into being one of these instead of a generic smuggler or rebel cell. If you do, make sure you send this video to your DM so they can borrow from the plot hooks. Let me know if you decide to use one of these businesses in your game or story someday. Also let me know what you thought of the video and if I missed any good ships for these businesses. Most of them could be done with just about any ship, but there might be a perfect match that I wasn't aware of. Anyway, that's all for today, so I'll see you next week. RFC, out.